God's forgiveness and mercy doesn't just deserve our gratitude, it models an attitude of generosity we should show to others. A generous heart is enriched in every way, but not as a reward, rather as a means to continually give in a way that points others to Jesus. Here's Pastor Anthony Matrone with more on today's Central Moment.
Well, thanks again for joining us here on the Central Moment in this wonderful Thanksgiving week. I hope you're enjoying your week so far. If you were listening yesterday or watching yesterday, we talked about the Lord's generosity to us and how He's been so generous and kind and has forgiven us for our sins. And what that should do is cause us to be grateful to Him and show up with thanksgiving in our hearts. But today I want to talk about how the Lord's generosity should cause us then to be generous with one another. And in chapter 9 of 2 Corinthians, verse 11, it says, "You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God." So this generosity, it actually enriches our lives so that we can be generous to everyone around us, whether that's generous with our time or our money or our resources, that we can just have a heart of generosity towards others. Now, in the verse before, it says this. It says, "Now He supplies seed to the sower and bread for food, will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness." So this should serve as a reminder that God is ultimately the one who provides for those in need, right? So the Creator, He supplies the seed and the bread. So we are just invited then to participate in what God is already doing. We are invited to participate in God's generosity. This isn't just about giving to those in need, but it's our willingness to, again, participate in His generous giving. It says you will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. I think it's important to realize here that wealth is not a reward for being generous. I think we can sometimes get this backwards, but instead, so that we can continue to give again and again. We aren't generous as a means to get rich. We give so that we can continue to give. Does that make sense? And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God, it says. So the result of our every occasion generosity is that God's righteousness will be increased. So this is all about shedding light back on the Lord, because giving feels good, right? And that's okay. It's okay to feel good when we are generous, but we're not generous to bring glory to ourselves. We're not generous to bring glory to ourselves, but instead to put the spotlight on the one who was originally the giver of everything, the creator of the seed and the bread. He gives and He supplies everything that we need. He supplies the seed and the bread. So when you give, whether it's during this Thanksgiving holiday or Christmas, it's a great giving season, isn't it? It's a really great time. We give thanks, but we also give of presents, and we give to the needy, and we give in so many different ways. But I encourage you that when you give, that you give in a way that points people back to Jesus. And we can all do that. And think about the impact that we can have on our community, on our friends and our family and our neighborhoods and in the schools that we attend and in our work, the impact that we can have on people's lives when we are generous, but that generosity comes from a heart that says, this is the Lord's anyways. This wasn't mine. He creates and He gives, so we are just participating in that generosity. I encourage you to do that this season.